Uh, Wait for some people to get in here really quick. I'm gonna put this to everything that I need. Monetization on, subscribers only. Boom. Actually, I don't think I put it on subscribers only. Yeah, I did. All right, let me also go to TikTok. TikTok was definitely good yesterday. All right, so we have 15 people here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button. It does help me out. Also, if you guys want to check out some of the links, I think there's links in the description. But make sure you guys hit the like button. It does help out the channel and the growth and all that stuff. But good morning to everyone. Um, Today is going to be an interesting day, right? We have things that are looking green, but if we compare it to when things hit some of these prices or got to some of these prices, right now we're still in the early stages, which is in the morning, compared to where we were in the rest of the day. You know, as we got to, I think it was like 11 o'clock or so. That's where we really started to see some of these higher figures, or that's where I've noticed some of the higher figures there. But yeah, my face itching so much. If you guys want to, like I said, hit the like button, please do so. We got 25 people that are here, 7 likes, so definitely hit that like button. What's up, brother? What's going on? How are you? What do you think about Litecoin having in August 4th? To tell you the truth, I don't even think I have Litecoin anymore. Where's my phone? I don't think I have Litecoin anymore. I did have Litecoin, and or maybe I still do. Actually, I don't think I don't know at this point. But I'm sure that will be a good thing. I'm just more interested in the overall bullish market that we can see. Um, so I'm more interested in that. I'm not heavy on Litecoin, so it's not something I'm mainly focusing on, if that makes sense. I think if I do have Litecoin, I have like 8 or something, or 10. Let me go over to my account, crypto.com. Yeah, I have 8. I haven't really been heavy on Litecoin. I'm waiting for that to push back up to 400, but yeah. Um, you feel me? All right. Thanks, I guess. When does CPI data come out? It's usually at 8:30, so that's when we should expect that. I do have the expectations that I wanted to go over, I guess, which hopefully it comes back, you know, at expected, or at least lower than what previous was, you know, because we kind of want to see that continue. If it ends up coming back higher than expectation and higher than previous, which I don't see a lot of articles that are saying that it's supposed to come back as a crazy rise over the last month. So we will see. It's 4 a.m. barely sleeping. I mean, it's 7:22 for me. Uh, Man, are we going to get Lunic burned to burn enough? Is it possible? I think it is possible. I think like I said, what I'm going to do in my previous videos or videos I made yesterday, what I'm going to do is I really want to create something and actually have a plan. Now it's tough for me to write down a plan and get everything on paper because like having the time to just write up anything is sort of like impossible for me. Like I feel like I don't have an hour to myself um to do that because typically I'm creating content or trying to research different things or staying up on the news or reaching out to Patreon members or whatever, having these conversations back and forth. So it's definitely a busy month or busy days for me. I would love to be able to do that, and I'm gonna try because I think that's our best bet is to say, look, we need the help from exchanges. This is our plan. This is where we think that certain exchanges will go. And if we look at the certain allocation of coins, you would see, Binance holding the most, KuCoin holding the next amount, a certain amount held by these layers or these places. And then we can break down like what they would have as things are burning throughout time with how much volume goes through. If we just simulate what the volume will be, so let's say if right now the allocation is like 30% or 30% Binance with 50% of the volume, we're looking at however much will end up burning off from their overall supply. Will show them how much they will have in the end, what their profit will be as we get up to a certain point. I mean, it's not for them, it's about profit, but it's also about the bottom line, to tell you the truth. So I think we can, but it's just going to take a little bit. Does Jasmine still have potential or is it dead? No, I think Jasmine has a lot of potential. I don't have all of my eggs in that basket, so it's not something where I'm like, oh, it's 100% going to, go up to $1 or something like that. Now, there is a possibility to get to some of those levels, but I'm pushing for lower than that. Probably investing a max if I can get that in there of $1,000, and maybe just 10x, 20x the position, which a 10x right now, um, I would see that get to what, 5 cents? Is that accurate? Yeah, accurate would be it would be 5 cents. So 10 cents would be a layer that I believe it can get to. Seeing that 20x return. So uh, exactly, nothing is dead. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Bullish on CRO? Absolutely, absolutely bullish on CRO. I bought a CRO a while back. I still have, I have 81,000 CRO and I'm currently gaining more. Like if I go over to crypto.com, or not crypto.com, but the DeFi wallet, I don't know how much I have in rewards, but I know I'm gaining like 10 to 12%. Let me see exactly how much I'm gaining. So it's 10.87%. I have about $5,888 that is invested into crypto.com. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I can show you exactly how much I have. Can you see that? It's backwards. You can't flip it. That sucks. Well, it says 81. If you guys can read the first number, 81. Over here, it's not flipped. If I show everybody, yeah, 81,000. I wish I could show you guys on the screen, but I don't have the exchange. But 81,000 in CRO. CRO is a great play. Man, I ain't seen your YouTube in about 8 months. You getting swole? No, it's just the shirt. To tell you the truth, it really is just the shirt. It's not. It's not me. I don't have. I mean, I have something, but I'm not getting swole. I've always played. I played football through high school and through college, so I should be if I'm playing at a higher level. But I appreciate that. Yeah, CRO is everywhere on UFC. Yeah, I mean their advertising is great, absolutely amazing. I just want to see them, I guess, be a little bit more competitive in the amount of volume because like exchanges, if we go over to like exchanges on uh, on Coin Market Cap, and you guys can't see this, but YouTube can. If I go over to exchanges on Coin Market Cap, you look at them and sort them by, trading volume, right? You're not seeing crypto.com up there in trading volume, right? There's not a lot of trading volume for crypto.com. There's $385 million in the last 24 hours, even though you have like 70 million users or 70 million users of your platform. There has to be something wrong with why you're only seeing, $385 million in volume, which sounds like a lot. It does. But $385 million is nothing compared to the billions of dollars that you see. Binance at 30.3 billion. You have Hotcoin, which I've never heard of, at 7.4 billion. So what they need to do is obviously find a way to take their fees. Well, their fees are not really that bad for the most part, but their inflated prices are definitely worse than what we've seen. So that's probably the main problem why people don't want to trade off ramp, on ramp onto that platform, is because you see inflated prices. CRO went from $1 with 10 million users now to 70 million users at $7 CRO by December 2024. I mean, that'll be difficult. Obviously, you would see over $100 billion market cap at that point. I would say let's look for by the end of this year, and hopefully we can have some bullish momentum, some massive bullish momentum. We can see CRO, at a level of maybe $2 to $3. I would love that, because that would be a $50 to $75 billion market cap. And I would be all for that. That would be $81,000 that I would have at that point. I'm sure I would gain more in the process. So $82,000, $83,000, $85,000 for each dollar that it gets to. So obviously, when it gets to that point, and I've said this in my breakdown, I want to take my initial investment and leave the rest in there, which would be, I would take like $20,000 and leave $60,000 in there, because you're just taking your profit to settle on that. And I believe it can go a lot further, but I want to be able to take some profit at least and realize some gains. Paul Swap suspended on Twitter. Any info? Not that I know of. Have they scammed anybody or something? Hi, Matt. Have you watched DJ Trev's interview for KTO? So yes, with Queenie. Yes, I did watch it. Lunic is rubbish. They just play with us. Lunic doesn't go up. As soon as Binance makes a big profit, they will sell and the price goes down again. You got to understand that Binance own the Terra Luna Classic, right? It's on their exchange. They can't sell Terra Luna Classic while people are holding it. Like, they can delist it and then people end up moving it to different places. Then they decide to sell. They would have to sell anything that's open. So things that are not owned, things that are not held by users. If they shut down the platform, then they could do that. But they can't physically sell the position overall. They can, like I said, delist it, let people move it off their platform. And when they do move it off their platform, then whatever's free, that's what they end up selling. But there's no way they're going to sell it at that point. Now, what will happen is you will see them dial it down as you see less volume. So what exchanges tend to do is, as you have a certain amount of people or users on your platform that want to buy that position, they do it based on demand. And Binance has a high demand for Terra Luna Classic, as you can see with the amount of volume that goes through. So what they're going to do is, as the popularity starts to maybe decrease a little bit, they start to maybe sell the amounts that are open, that are free, because they want to make sure they keep up with the demand, and then they also profit in the end. But they're not going to delist the position or sell everything, because they can't. But Also, if they decided to do that, that's I don't know what their tax situation is, but it's liable to taxes as they do take this profit. But if they keep it on their balance sheet as an asset, then it just brings up the value of their exchange and increases their bottom line. So most likely they're not going to sell it, whatever is open. I don't even get alerts for you anymore. I mean, sometimes it that's what happens on YouTube. It's okay. Just know I'm here, not every morning, but I try to be here as many mornings as I can. Um, Today I don't have to take the kids to the daycare and to the bus stop. But yeah, we're here until we get the CPI data, and then we're gonna talk for a little bit, and then we're gonna end it. But that's like at like 9 o'clock or something. My nose. I need like a tissue or something. Hey Matt, appreciate your content over the years, representing from Australia. Keep up the great work. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate the kind words. I try to do the best I can with content. No way am I the most educated person in the world, but I do know some of my stuff. So I'm happy to be able to share anything I can share with you guys. Um, Investment wise, gain wise, platform wise, anything there. CRO would have made it to 10 if the bear market didn't kill it when the hype was high, UFC, Laker Stadium, etc. I agree with you. I don't know if it would have made it to 10, but it definitely would have made it to a way higher price than where it got to. I think it would have made it to $1, as well as probably pushed the $1.50 mark. Is around $10 the highest CRO can go, or can it get to $25 level? So understand this: what CRO has done in the past shows that there's no price too high, right? Them burning off 70 billion coins shows that they can possibly burn off more if they feel like you have too much supply again. Now, that a lot of CRO is staked. And the amount that people get in rewards, that's something that is locked up, and obviously people are getting in rewards. So that's why you see the difference between the 25 billion to 30 billion. But they could burn off more and more coins as time goes on. So $10 is not the highest price it can get to. I'm looking for shorter term prices, but when we talk about the long term, anything really is possible. Kevin Garnett said it best: anything is possible. He obviously yelled it, and it was kind of weird that he did that, but anything is possible. He's not wrong. Should 500,000 Gala do $1 million by 2025? It's a lofty dream. Well, it depends what Gala's going to do. Obviously, I think Gala's really going to change the game for, the gaming industry, especially looking at crypto, right? And how that really refers to it. And when you see the thought of what they can burn, within their burn rate, as well as what the use case is going to be with Gala, I think you could really see way higher prices. But again, the variables that take place, it all depends on the volume, because if the volume's not going through and you don't have the burns that are associated with it, then you're not going to see the levels that you want to see. But we will have to see as time goes on, and I hope the crypto market absolutely thrives, because then something like Gala obviously thrives as well. I feel like I say obviously a lot, and I'm trying to not say that, but it's like kind of a filler word. How everybody has those filler words, especially in like songwriting or freestyling or something like that. They have filler words, words that people say all the time to make them think about what's coming next. And that's really how that works for me, obviously. Thank you for following over here on TikTok. I appreciate it, and all of the likes you guys are giving. I mean, I really do love it. Just keep double tapping that screen. And people on YouTube, we have 42 likes. We have 161 people that are here. Hit that like button. Damn, GPT is up 50%. Should have bought at 4 cents. I did see people that were talking about GPT. This is the thing, is that I'm always looking to invest into, GPT. I'm always looking to invest into a position, right, for one, the potential gain short term, as well as what the long term gain actually is. I know there's a lot of people that are talking about this, and they're saying, oh, well, it has $34 million in volume, it's up, $36 million in volume, it's up 200% in volume, 60% gain in the overall price, and that's absolutely fantastic. But as I see gains within a position, there's no way in hell I'm buying at a 60% increase. There's no way in hell I'm buying at a 20% increase or 10% increase. When things are increasing, I am not buying. That's just how it goes. Understand that this position has a lot of dilution potential. That's something you have to look at for the long term. And if I'm investing for whatever GPT will be, you're also factoring in that 90% dilution potential within the position. So I'm not investing into a position that's 61% or 62% of an increase in one day. So no. And then over the last 7 days, like, you can see how this has, steadily increased. And until you see a full retracement, it's not something you want to look at for a short-term gain, especially if you're looking to day trade it. I missed the entry. There will be others. Exactly. Will definitely be good if they raise too high. We'll get a lot more bank runs. And good morning. Oh, you mean like CPI data? Good morning, Matt. Do you sometimes have a hot cup of coffee? Look out the window and remember the good old days when there would be over 1K people in talking about Lunic. Well, first, I don't like coffee. The second, I'm only looking out the window if it's raining. Or if the sun is shining on the lake behind our house. If it's shining there, then I'm looking out the window. It just, for some reason, just looks calming, and I'll just sit there. And I don't drink coffee, so it'd probably be orange juice or something. Got to get that vitamin C in me. But yeah, I mean, I do think about the times when it was at 1,000 viewers or 2,000 viewers. I remember when we were at a high of, when we were talking about AMC a lot, and we hit a high of 17,000 viewers in a live stream. 17,000 viewers in a live stream. That was insane. I had to dial it down. The chat, I had to dial it down. Now I don't have to dial it down. But I like the fact that we have a consistent group of people that come in here. Now, yes, revenue wise, I would love to see, 1,000 people in here and talking about it, but it's not running. And whenever we see things that do start running, that's when we probably will see those, 1,000 people that will show up here. And also, when the crypto market is running, I'm not live streaming. If I was live streaming yesterday when the crypto market was running, you probably would have had 500 to 600 people in here. So, do you fish in that lake? No, I do not. I do not fish, and it would not be wise to fish because there was a battery company that dumped a lot of stuff in there. They had to drain it, and I think they're refilling it. I've actually been accumulating and dollar cost averaging into Caspa. It's on my top five cryptos. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Still doesn't hurt missing it, or does hurt? Yeah, anytime you miss an opportunity, it does hurt a little bit. Coinbase has some nice staking rewards on Ethereum. Absolutely. I was looking at Ethereum. I'm a little upset, sort of, that I had to take my Ethereum to buy Lunatics token, or at least be a part of Lunatics token in that pre-sale. Because Ethereum rose so much, and basically, as you know, when we see this price of 1700 from where it was, I mean, it's like missed opportunity there. I still have Ethereum. I still have like three, but I know that it's going to cost more putting the money back in there. So now instead of just taking two Ethereum that were worth 2,800, now it's kind of like my cost basis has risen a little bit. Um, so yeah, that's definitely interesting. And as you see their pink sale, I guess. So wait, let me go over to Twitter. Let me go over to Twitter and let me find Lunic, or sorry, Lunatics. Actually, I think I can go over here and just go to the pink sale. Let's see where they're at revenue wise. So you have 156 ETH, which has to be valued at a lot more. So now the initial market cap is a $729,000 market cap. I purchased 1.8 ETH. So instead of being worth it's like 2,500, 2,600. Now it's going to be worth more, closer to like 3,000. So let's say my break even would be $3,000 because it hasn't converted over to Luna T yet. I still would be getting every one ETH would be worth about 204 million Luna T. And hopefully we can see this thing, really run, then implement something to where both Binance Smart Chain and everything really run together. But yeah, I'm excited for this launch in 3 days. XRP has a lot of exposure. To failed banks. Only depositories will be made whole. So watch out on Ripple related projects, in my opinion. How many percentage are you expecting in the CPI data? So if we look at the chart here, I love this chart. I always go back to this chart. So if we look at CPI data and where the consensus is at 6%. So the expected is for it to come down to 6%. But obviously previous was around 6.4%. So if it comes back less than previous, we can expect maybe a continuation of this rise, right? If it comes back higher than previous and higher than expected, then that's a horrible situation. So I never really like that. So I don't see any horrible expectations that are out there as I was going through different articles. So expect something at least okay, right? Let's bring our expectations down just a little bit and expect it there. I'll wait till 8:30 and CPI, then we crash hard. I mean, you might be right. The people who stayed all the way through this bear market will win 2024 and 2025. I agree. All right, scratch my back. I agree that people will win. If you are a part of this bearish market and how we're hitting these lower lows, when we get to some of these highs, and if you invested, it's not about just staying in the position, right? If you were a person that, bought maybe either high tier or mid tier, and then are buying a lot in this lower tier, then you are definitely going to make out well. I don't know, I look like this with how much innovation there is in crypto, and I've looked at the top cryptos for 4 years ago to what it is now, and a lot have disappeared. So we always need to understand that every time we see more of a bearish market, it's not about things that are disappearing. It's about things that become more valuable. And a lot of times when you see these markets and these increases in markets, you're seeing things that are overtaking those positions because newer positions come on that are more valuable than that. It doesn't mean the other ones don't have value at all. Some of them you may see fall off the face of the earth because they just don't have the money to invest into the project anymore, and that obviously is a problem. But ones that I guess don't that take like little cash in order to maintain, you're probably going to see those stay at the same market caps while others overtake those. So, for instance, having a Terra Luna, when Terra Luna, first started really coming up, it wasn't worth anything, but then started to really, chip away at those levels and gain traction. And it moves all the way up to $120, a $40 billion market cap, overtaking other coins, meaning you're pushing other coins down. So, yeah. Matt, is burning bone a thing? I believe they're going to have an ability to burn bone as well. But it's not something that's like on their to-do list. We're trying to find new gems that are better tech and utility than the old coins. Yes. Jasmine, Helium are being delisted on Binance March 21st for those wondering. That's not good. Binance has a lot of volume for Jasmine, I believe. That may create a lower price. I believe their volume is high on Binance. Being completely delisted with all pairings? Do they have that in the... Wait a second. That may create a price point to buy Jasmine coin. Because it still is available on Coinbase. Binance will delist Helium and Jasmine coin. Binance.us. That's Binance.us, not Binance overall. Binance.us, we periodically review each digital asset as we list to ensure continue to meet the standards of excellence and we operate in rapidly evolving industries, and our digital assets monitoring process, when digital assets no longer meet our high standards and industry circumstances change, we conduct a more in-depth review of the affected asset and assess whether further action is necessary. So it looks like they're being delisted from Binance.us, not Binance overall. So yeah, Binance.us doesn't really have the volume, and a lot of the volume comes from Binance. You're seeing 21%, 4%, 3%. Some volume that's definitely coming from Coinbase, but majority of the volume is coming from Binance itself. That's definitely a bigger like swing if you say like, hey, they're being delisted from Binance. It's like, oh crap, it's being delisted from Binance. It's being delisted from Binance.us. It's like, it's just Binance.us. What's your view on PI coin? On Pi coin? Do you mind Pi? I don't. I don't really have a firm opinion on it. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of mining cryptocurrencies as of in today's world. Yeah. I know that's the one where you like mine from your phone or something. Hey Matt, what are your thoughts on Vault V2? Not really the biggest fan of Vault. People are making money and definitely make your money, but it's not something I've invested into. Well, I have invested into it in the past when it was Vault version 1, and then I just completely, it wasn't really a crazy amount. It was like $25 or $50 or something. What is Luna use case versus Lunic? Is there a way to bring them back together? I mean, I'm sure there's a way to bring them back together, but I don't think they want to really. I think you want to separate it to not have you want to be able to have something that's kind of relying on that stable coin and have that initial use case and usability to, USTC and Terra Luna Classic, but then Luna not having anything tied to it specifically, and seeing an algorithm there, it's its own standalone thing, so it could do so much more just being on its own, right? What is the 1.2% proposal at for Lunic? So the 1.2% proposal is probably not anywhere. Let's go to governance, and we'll see the things that are being voted on once it does come up. Whenever it does come up. Error in the network. Perfect. For some reason, station's not working for me. Yeah, it seems like station's not working for me. Not loading or updating or anything. Will the crypto crash or will it go high? So that's a good question, but it also depends on what CPI data is. And since we don't know what CPI data is going to be, we know what the expected numbers are, which looks like it's a little bit aggressive. It may come back, higher than expected. If we're looking at the like how aggressive this change is, we're looking at from 6%, or from 6.4% down to 6%. That's a pretty decently high change, right? So I can probably expect that it comes back higher than consensus, but lower than previous. That's what I'm expecting. However, things could come back and CPI data or inflation comes back higher than previous and higher than expected. So it all depends. I'm really intrigued with the with Brise. Um, it's the first crypto that's created an EV SUV. I think it could be big. I guess they're going to showcase it in Dubai at some point this year. Sounds interesting. I've heard about Brise. I've never bought it, but I've heard about um, B-Rise, B-Rise or Brise, whatever you want to call it, if you want to separate it or not. Because I think I've heard a lot about this actually through media, which tends to make me not trust it, right? Whenever I hear things that are like, "Hey, don't buy Shiba Inu coin, buy BitGert," and and I'm like, "What? Like, why are you saying this?" I mean, it seems like it doesn't have as much volume as what you would see with Shiba Inu or all these other places, um, and it doesn't look like it have like the stability. But I've heard a ton of good things about it and people that have gained something with it. I just have never made a purchase. I'm always stuck on like circulating supplies. And the last bit of coins that I had at a low circulating supply versus the max supply was Gitcoin, at which they added like 30 or 40 million coins to their overall supply, which means some of these prices that it got to before of a $200 million market cap or something, you're kind of like out the window because it can get to a $200 million market cap, but it doesn't mean it's at those prices that it was at. So, yeah. If Lunic proposal doesn't pass, I'm selling Lunic and going all in on Bone. I feel like you've said that multiple times. Are you trying to get people to go in all in on Bone? I mean, I'm sure there's people that are all in on Bone, but maybe not a ton that are here. 241 people that are here, guys. If you could hit the like button, I would love to get over 150 likes. I know there's a lot of likes on TikTok, and I appreciate you guys for double tapping the screen and sending likes my way. It does mean a lot. Um, expect good numbers because Biden's plan is working. Let's go. What? Really? Let's not make things political here. I'm like, I guess we have to make some things a little bit political, but let's not try and go like, hey, this person is doing their job, this person's not doing their job. Honestly, it's on Congress overall. It's on the Senate, the House to agree on things, and they're all like a million years old, and don't understand cryptocurrency not one bit. So when they're asking questions like, like, how does Facebook actually make money? And then Mark Zuckerberg is like, um, with ads, Senator, with ads. And it's like, well, how do these ads give you money? So they have ads and then they pay you money. And he's like, yes, with ads. You ever see TV and how they have advertisements? You know that networks get paid from those advertisements like that. And they're just like, I don't understand. Ads? Yeah, that's too much. So when I heard that conversation, I was like, holy, what are we dealing with? How are we supposed to explain this stuff? They can't even understand ads. Damn, you probably got a lot of PI. Not me. I only got 2,500. Thoughts on Jasmine getting delisted from Binance.us? I don't think it's a big deal. I just think it's about Binance.us's volume, and more or less they're getting delisted to move it over to Binance. Because majority of the volume happens in Binance. So even though they get delisted, the coins that are free will probably get moved over to Binance itself, and the coins that people hold in Binance.us, they're probably going to end up moving them over to like Coinbase or something. So it's just like I said, things can get delisted. It doesn't mean that they're going to sell their position, right? They probably will move it over to a platform that they hold over here where majority of the volume is. If they have it in a certain place and you're not seeing enough volume there, that means that those coins are not being bought. And it could mean two things to why they're moving it, right? The volume is way lower over here, so they wanted to utilize that, or they need that volume, they need those coins in order to add to the amount of demand that you have over in Binance. So it could be a good thing as well as a bad thing, but you never know until you see the volume over in Binance. Yeah, there were a few exchanges that listed PI, goes to mainnet, and then listed several $100 a few months back. How many different cryptocurrencies do you have, M Creeks? Um, bought YFI at 8,000 and sold at 11,000. Absolutely amazing. I am always like, I want to buy YFI because I feel like YFI has so much potential. You see the movement, but it's such a high risk for that play. And I feel like it's been around so long that it's not something that you can expect as like a scam or going to drop down to a crazy low level. YFI seems like something that you can gain a hell of a lot with in a quick period of time, a short period of time. Because the highest price that we've seen YFI to, currently it's at $9,000, right? We've seen this at a low or the lowest point in the last year of $4,000. Highest point is $25,000 in the last year. The highest all-time price that we've seen this to was about $70,000, so $66,000. Let's check, actually, we go down here and look at the true stats. So the all-time high was actually $93,000. All-time low $739. Imagine getting multiple coins at those levels and turning $1,000 into $93,000. That's insane. Absolutely amazing. 2 years ago, you could have gotten this position for $739. And if you would have invested in 10 of them, just 10 of them, costing you $7,000, you would have had $1 million from this position because it grew to about $93,000. You would have had close to $1 million, right? So it would have been $930,000 from this position. It's so difficult to just risk that much if it's coming, directly from like your bank account. If you feel like you made money elsewhere and you see YFI in such a high spot, like say if I made a crazy amount with Terra Luna Classic. Let's say I made not even a crazy amount. Let's say I made $100,000 from Terra Luna Classic and kept the rest that's in there. That $10,000 of that probably would end up going into YFI or this opportunity because I would be able to risk that at money that I gain rather than money that I'm putting in. You know what I mean? So it's easier that way. You heard YFI is a dead project now. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a dead project. I actually haven't looked into it heavily to see what the volume is like. But it is at a way lower point, but you're still seeing $114 million in volume. If you're seeing that much in volume with only 36 thousand coins available or tokens available, I mean, that's not a dead project at all. Um, $114 million worth of volume, that's not a dead project. If it was at, single digit millions or anything like that, then you could probably say that. I don't know why everybody just automatically assumes, and I'm not saying you are, but a lot of people automatically assume that things are dead because we're seeing lower prices. That's not the case and shouldn't be the case. Thoughts on CRO? I gave my thoughts on CRO earlier in the live stream, but I'm very bullish on CRO. I have 81,000 CRO and currently gaining 10.87% APY on the DeFi wallet on the CRO that I hold. So I really like it. Very bullish on crypto.com and a lot of things that they have to offer. Thoughts on Elon? Not really the biggest fan of Elon because of the Methuselah Foundation. If you're talking about Dogelon Mars, not the biggest fan. I'm sure you can make money short term, and you probably can make some money long term. It's just not a project for me. So, not saying that you won't have success. It's just something that I feel as though I will not have success. It's not within my strategy. Um, Over 260 people in here. Hit the like button. Yes, we almost have 100 likes. I would love to get to 150 likes. We're getting closer and closer to CPI data being released. And again, if you guys want to know where consensus is, where expected is, where previous was, here is the chart. If you guys want this breakdown, because it's really simple to have this, and also it's definitely clutch to have previous months and the full breakdown of where inflation actually was, seeing it at 9.1% and then going all the way down to where it was in January at 6.4%. And hopefully we can see this lower than 6.4. I would love to see it lower than 6. That would be an amazing drop, but I don't know. We'll see. Forecast, uh, T forecast is 6.1. Maybe we'll see it somewhere around there. Uh, I really like Zen across the chain. He needs to get some A's in. But it ran like 900%, so I gotta wait for a dip. 900%, yeah, I would never. Would love to get into it, but I would never. Hey, Mr. Caveman, what are your top 5 AI coins? So I haven't dove into AI coins, but I definitely like what I've read into is Fetch.ai. I've looked into AGIX. But I haven't looked into many other ones. So I can't say top 5, but whatever's up there in the market cap, I'm sure there's a reason to why they are up there. But those are 2 coins that I've actually looked into, or 2 projects that I've actually looked into. I've heard of GRT as well, that people like. I haven't looked into it, but those are some that I would call out there. And big chunk of Nexa. Not many. Luna, Caspa, Bryce, and okay. Jasmine, some BNB, ETH, BTC. Okay, so you got some of the bigger plays, the top 3. BTC, Ethereum, BNB. You have to have something in there. What's your heaviest positions? Do you have like a lot that's in Terra Luna Classic, or your heaviest positions in like the top 3? Because I can tell you, my heaviest position was Ethereum. Now it's not because I put that money into, or put some of that money into Lunatics token. Um, but I have BNB as well. But I still do have about $5,000 worth of um, um, ETH. So it still is my, no, it's not. My highest position probably would be CRO at this point now. Just started building my crypto portfolio in January. Figured it was time to start dollar cost averaging. Absolutely, that's a great time. What was the market cap then? It was at like less than a billion or less than a trillion. I mean, My heaviest is Lunic. Yeah. I would say for me, um, actually, you know what? You're right. My heaviest would be Terra Luna Classic as well. I think if it's over $6,000, let's see how much it is. One. I guess things are not loading for some reason on station, but I think I have over $6,000, and that should be the heaviest position that I have. But that's not the heaviest position that I invested. The heaviest position that I invested was CRO because I invested I'm way below my cost basis on that, because I invested like 12 or $13,000, and right now I'm holding about $6,000 worth. So I'm definitely down a lot on my CRO, but I believe a ton into that position, and I probably should buy more. Um, get me up to 100,000, CRO. That would be amazing, but we'll see. I have exposure to the big three, but it's not gonna make me wealthy. So I've been trying to find gems. I hear you. I hear you. You never know, though. You really never know what Ethereum, what BNB is going to do. I think both of those are going to be bigger players than people think. The fact that they're both like deflationary models, and BNB proving that they've been a deflationary model for years now, um, could mean that you have a large price potential for BNB and for Ethereum. So holding that for the long term could essentially make you very, very wealthy depending on what they end up doing, right? If you see Ethereum somehow become insanely deflationary to where, it goes from $1,000 here to being worth, 50 or 60 or $100,000 because of how much they have burned off from 120 million down to, let's say, 50 million or 40 million or, whatever, right? If you see a certain amount that ends up burning off every single year because of the amount of volume that you end up having, I mean, that could be huge. So you never really know, and this is why I'm going to keep probably two or three, maybe Ethereum, for the long term. I think I'm going to keep two for the long term and sell three for my initial investment plus a little bit of profit. That's just me. Is buying one full Bitcoin a good investment? If so, what's a good price to buy? Well, a good price to buy would have been probably 2 days ago, at 19,000. Currently, we're seeing it closer to 25. I still don't think it's a horrible price, but the fact that we're seeing it up so much, we're seeing it up by like 12%. Um, it's kind of it. It's not something I would make a move into because it's up so much. I'm not buying anything right now. And the reason why I'm not buying anything is because things are up and I want to see maybe a little bit of retracements. And if I don't, then I end up finding places to take profit on the positions that I have. So it's tough to say um, if you should buy a full Bitcoin. I do think buying a Bitcoin still has a ton of value in it, because it still does control the market and will control the market for a little bit now, a little while. Um, but I do think, in my opinion, that Ethereum's use case will overtake what Bitcoin's potential use case will be. Long story short, a patient grabbed me, um, so they wouldn't fall and twisted my back, causing one of my discs in my back to tear. Oh, that's horrible. Had a decent crypto portfolio last year, then I got injured at work, um, and the hospital and denied my case. I had to sell most because I didn't get a paycheck for about 5 months. That's that's horrible. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Patient grabbed me so they wouldn't fall and twisted my back. Yeah, that sucks. An injury off of something that you know could have been prevented from someone else not being selfish in themselves. Like, you're falling. Obviously, if I see you falling, I would want to catch you. But if I'm falling, I'm not going to grab anybody. I would just fall. And I understand they may they could have been an elder person, and they probably could have seriously hurt themselves just from a simple fall like that. Um, but sorry you had to deal with that. It's good that you're back. And the crazy thing is that we all go through struggles. I've gone through struggles a lot in my life, not recently really, and well, besides losing Carl, but I've gone through struggles in my life. We all go through struggles, but the most important thing is when we get back up and do it all over again. Be better than we were before. So it's great to see that you're doing well enough, to start investing back into cryptocurrency, investing back into a lot of positions, and because I remember you used to talk about all the profits that you had and stuff. So um, hopefully things are getting a lot better. I'm actually in the process of suing them. Well, if that's the case and you end up winning that, uh, yeah, the hospital, not the patient. I would everybody, to tell you the truth. No, but hopefully you win that, and then you're able to live very, very comfortably, to where you can invest a lot of that money and turn it, especially if you can invest it into some of these lower spots. Um, Uh, but I will. I love to get one full Bitcoin at 15K. Yeah, I would have liked to have done that as well, but I didn't have like 15K to invest at that low, and I wish I would have, because if I would have known that the crypto market was falling this much, which nobody would have known that it would have continued to fall with FTX and BlockFi and everything that happened across the board. I'm sure people would have invested, and they would have been like, or they would have sold their position and then invested at some of these lows. And I would have loved to have done that, perfectly timed the market, but I didn't. And also, I would have had a lot higher tax bill, I'll tell you that. You have a good case. It sucked having to sell stuff at such a massive loss. Yeah, I could imagine. I gotta do what I gotta do. I hear you. Like I said, sometimes life hits you and it's difficult. But the point is that we get back up, and we keep pushing. Bitcoin and altcoin candles are so different. Yeah, today definitely. Seeing Bitcoin up 12%, um, it's sort of making a massive recovery. And what's crazy is we're seeing this at dominances we haven't seen in a while. Bitcoin at 44% dominance. What? We just saw this at a lower what taxes? What taxes? Mine, all mine. No, I gotta pay taxes at that point. Um, how are you, Matt? Can you look at KDI, Kadena? Its all-time high was 28. What do you think of the project? So I think I have looked at this before, but I don't remember what I talked about because I don't have it. Typically, I remember a lot of the things that I do have. And first thing I always point out, you probably can guess. First thing I always point out is the circulating supply. Kadena looks like it has 22% circulating supply out of the total. Now, you do have $1 billion or a billion max supply. So 22% is not ridiculous, like it's 3% or 10%, but 22% is still low, meaning you have, 78% of dilution potential there. So seeing this at a fully diluted market cap would be a $1 billion market cap, and a max or a current market cap would be 227. Now, as you see those levels, the first thing I really like to look at is to understand where was the max market cap, and the max market cap was at 3.6 billion. So seeing that basically tells me at a fully diluted price, this can get to, or fully diluted position, this can get to a $3.60 price, because that's basically what it would be. At a fully diluted market cap, because that's 3 billion, right? 3 billion. 3.6 billion with a 3.6 billion market cap with a 1 billion supply equals a $3.60 price. So that's where the highest point can get to. Now, the highest price that it's been to has been, I guess, what you pointed out of 28. What it's showing here is 23, but I would imagine it's probably just due to whatever the time period they're stopping at each day or whatever they're looking at monthly or whatever with this chart. So you're seeing this at a very, very high price of 24, but I would imagine that it had a lot less supply that was there. And maybe as you can see, it doesn't look like there's a crazy dilution in or add of supply, but currently you're still only seeing 22%. So it's not like it added all of the supply, meaning if it does find a way to do that, you have a potential to, you know, not drop in price, but where you currently are, yes, you would drop in price, but then you would be pushing for the all-time highs, at which it did not hold at some of these all-time high market caps. So what I would be pushing for is probably a 1 billion, 1.3 billion dollar market cap. Now, if you see it at a $1 billion market cap, well, the current price is basically where it is. If you see it at a higher market cap of that $3 billion market cap, you know it can push to a 3x return in the long term. Or even short term, depending on when they dilute the position. Now, if you see no dilution, well, now you have price potential increases, but you run that risk of them diluting at any point. Now, I just don't know what their dilution strategy is, but just make sure you keep that in mind. Definitely does have potential, but it has some things that you want to focus on and understand before you take that risk or take that leap. Does that make sense? Waiting on CPI. Yeah, we have about 11 minutes and then we'll get CPI data. Hey, Matt, best move right now on this dip is for Bone loading up, pack your bags, incoming at least 5 to 10x. Market cap is mid. Plus, it's deflationary with a low total supply. So Bone, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think Bone could be a really big play. Now it's currently at $1.50, which is very, very decent. In the last last month, we've seen this at $1.19 and a high of $2. I do believe that it can go a lot further. And sorry, as it is deflationary, it's not. That's not something that's 100% in their plan right now. I know it is there to be deflationary and to decrease the supply, but you got to focus on where the market cap can actually get to. Do you think that can be worth more than where Shiba Inu is, right? Do you think that a lot of the Shiba Inu holders are going to flock over to Bone? I do think you're going to have a decent amount that come over. What's a good exit strategy? For any position that you get into, a great exit strategy for the most part for me, a lot of times I'm looking for a 2x return. And when I do see that 2x return, I take my initial investment, keeping the rest that's in there and then showing the potential growth from there. Even if something does have a lot of value for me, I would definitely say CRO, if I had to give you an example, CRO at a dollar. For me would be $80,000. I invested $12,000 or $13,000, somewhere in between there. At that point, or close to that point, I would take my initial investment of not only just $12,000 or 13, but $20,000, taking a little bit of profit and then leaving the rest in there. My exit strategy always consists of me getting my initial investment as soon as I can, but also being able to leave enough to be able to gain a decent amount of profit from it in the long term. So you have to be able to figure out what's the best strategy for you. But my strategy always works that way. Ryan Davis, thank you for whatever super chat you sent, because I know it was a while ago, but I do appreciate that. The creator legit has been working on, we'll do that later. Creator's legit been working on this block since 2013, and Vitalik referenced his protocol to help build ETH and multiple chains after. Caspa is now my second largest holding. Really? Yeah, my biggest position is silver. Wouldn't surprise me if he created Bitcoin. Yeah, dude has literally so many scholarly articles on Bitcoin and security. Man, I'll tag you on Twitter for the founder of Caspa. It's worth your time. All right. Uh, how do you minimize your crypto tax? Um, Accepting losses, donating to charities. I don't know. I'm not a tax professional, but it's definitely something where over this last year, my crypto tax was very minimal, with the amount that I've lost overall, but the amount that I've also gained, it's sort of a break even, really. XRP will flip Ethereum. I don't think that's true. I think XRP will be worth a decent amount and definitely has a large support group behind it, but I don't think it will be. He said wash trade. Um, I'm not giving any tax tips because I'm not a tax professional. I'm so hungry. I need to eat something. So this CPI data needs to come on, and we need to talk about it for a little bit, and then I can go and eat something. Because I am starving. Oh, Anchor's making a move. Where's Anchor at? Was that yesterday? Anchor was making a move yesterday. It's back up to, or it's up to 3.5 cents. Um, did they add all the supply here? I didn't know they added all the supply. That's good to see that they added all the supply. I might have to make an investment into this. What's the highest point that they've been to for Anchor? 17 cents, 19 cents. I believe that was at a yeah, $1 billion market cap. Uh, yeah, 10 cents was a $1 billion market cap. Yeah. No, that's not. Or, sorry, what was the price? Was it higher than that? Sorry, it was like 20 cents. $1.2 billion market cap. But you're seeing 97% of the supply that's out there, $153 million. This, I might have to invest some more into Anchor because I have about 10,000 Anchor and I would like to have a lot more. Um, I like this play. I like the amount of volume that goes into this as well. I don't know if this historically is the where the volume is. It looks like it is up 81%, but you do see, you hit hundreds of millions in multiple days. So Anchor is probably going to have to be a play. Now it is up 10%. So I'm probably going to have to wait for a little bit more of a retracement. I know it was up 18% at one point. It was up to like 4 cents. Um, yeah, in the past month, it was up to 5.5 cents, down to about 2 cents. Um, in the past year, the lowest point is 1.4 cents. I think Sol goes to 300 in the next bull run. Um, know that Sol added supply, so it's going to be tough to get back to some of the all-time highs. But if you're looking for it to pass previous market caps, like of $100 billion, then yeah, I mean it's definitely a possibility. Just go grab a snack. We'll wait. No, no, no. I'll let my body store the fat so I can work out a little bit, um and then I can burn fat a lot easier. So I'm hungry, but I'll wait. Homemade steak egg McMuffin sounds good, Master Chef. I did make a so I ended up buying I think it was like last month. I bought filet. I bought a full um uh steak, filleted it, all that stuff, and ended up cutting it into smaller pieces for like steak, egg, and cheese bagels, and it was like the best thing I've ever had. But I didn't want to eat too much of it because I don't want to eat too much red meat. Um, which I love steak, but I don't want to sit here and eat a ton of red meat. I like making fish and chips. Just standard tilapia or haddock or whatever. Litecoin is going over 1K next run. It wouldn't surprise me. What about OP? I've heard a lot of positive things about OP. Um, I haven't found the right opportunity to make a move, but I wanted to invest into that position. Um, I've seen a lot of great things. I've looked into it quite a bit. The only thing is that, like I've said, with plenty of times, I'm always stuck on like the dilution. So I wanted to make a short term investment, but I see so many good things about the movement and where it's going, and I also see a lot of the movement here up 14%. Um, in the last month, seeing it at $1.79 up to $3. It's like, all right, short term, you can make some money, but fully diluted, it's something that scares me, you know? So I never really find the best opportunity. And I think once everything is fully added to the entire supply, that's when I would do it. But the short term gains, I always want to find something that I can invest into that may have a little bit of risk. What about optimism? Isn't that what I'm talking about here? OP? Overpowered? It is this week. My rent ain't due. Ooh. Um, I always save a ton of money for whatever the bills are coming up for next month. Actually, I need to pay my Amex, my credit card bill, which is gonna be pretty massive this month. I also have to. Oh, you know what? I have to call because I have to buy out my car as well. Shoot, because my lease is up. On the CPI report, what numbers are we looking for? So right now, um, consensus shows that we want to be at about 6%. Uh, you know, forecast we're looking at about 6.1%. Previous was 6.4%. So going lower than expected. Um, would be a pretty decently sized drop if we go lower than expected. That would be basically a 0.5% drop in inflation, which could be the case. I haven't heard intermittent fasting. Not at the moment. I was intermittent fasting a lot, but then, we got into a situation where we were eating breakfast, and I also have a breakfast like party that's coming up. So, I'm gonna be making breakfast brunch. Usually I would not eat until 12, and then I wouldn't eat after 8 o'clock. And then I extended it. I wouldn't eat until 1, and then I would eat until like 9 o'clock. But the problem with that was there was always something that got in the way. Like dinner, I would be kind of full when we got closer to dinner at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it's 6%. Is that where we're standing right now? Did it update? I thought it would update here, but I guess it's not updating. Oh, it is 6%. That's at expected. That's phenomenal. ETH is blowing up right now. Everything's blowing up. At 1,700, we're seeing Bitcoin up 13%, up to 25,000. ETH up to 1,700. Yeah, same. It's a roller coaster. Market's about to pump. Everything is blowing up. Bitcoin's at 25K already. Wow, wow, wow. Both sell orders filled. Both sell orders filled. It's at 6%. It's why why are you selling things? Well, are you just taking profit out of that? But we should see positivity in the markets today, and I guess we are, if that is the case. But yeah, 6%, which came back at expected. Previous was 6.4%, so inflation has dropped again. Now, if are they going to do any type of hikes based on this? I feel like we're consistently dropping in inflation. CPI rise of 0.5. Some volatility. How's the SPY? I haven't looked at um, the stock market in a while, but let's look at how things are rolling over here. Um, doesn't look like markets are really reacting heavily um to the news. Bull market this summer. I'm all for it. Look at CRO, Matt, please. Is CRO making a huge move? I would love it if they are. I would absolutely love it. Let me go ahead and refresh this really quick. Um, oh yeah, we're seeing Bitcoin that's up 14%. Ethereum that's up 8% today, up to 1,700. Let's look at CRO really quick. CRO is up 10% today, up to 7.3 cents. Volume is up 37%. Um, I mean, looks great. Absolutely great. I would love to see this skyrocket up to 15 cents, get back to normal at a level of 25, 30, 50 cents. That's where I want to see it. However, it's going to take some time. So it's good to see, inflation come back at the right levels, to see the market reacting in a positive way. Prepare to take profits, guys. For a lot of people, yeah, I guess if you want to take some sort of profit, definitely go ahead and do that. I don't know where Shiba Inu is because I definitely have Shiba Inu. It's up 6% right now. I want to see Shiba Inu hit 0.000000002. Because if it does, then I'm taking profit on the amount that I put in a while ago. Isn't the first move usually the wrong way? Typically, yes. In the beginning of the markets. So when you see things that are jumping as the market opens, then yes, usually the initial move is the wrong way, and you're going to see a lot of it pump based on whatever that news is, and then you're going to see a retracement based on that. Now, depending how high we end up seeing um, any type of pump, um, we may see a retracement back to normal or retracement still to a higher point. Cautiously optimistic. I hear you. You never really know what's going to happen. People could react a completely different way when you're investing in crypto or investing in anything. Uh, really. Guys, we have 297 people that are here, and we have 137 likes. If you guys can get me to 200 likes, I would greatly appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to hit the like button, please do so. Um, I don't know what else to say, but I would appreciate you guys hitting the like button. We just had a major bank failure this week. Yeah, and we had USDC that got depegged. I was so shocked by the fact that the crypto market was positive as we saw USDC and other stable coins that were depegged, and not just depegged to 98 cents. It was at 87 cents, which I know people have made a ton of money from this, so I'm happy about that. Um, and it's down. I don't think so. It looks like things are Bitcoin at least starting to fall down a little bit. Yeah, you see things are starting to fall down. Still at $25,000, but it definitely is going back and forth from kind of hitting a little bit of a wall. So that's a good and bad situation. My chart notifications are going crazy. Expect volatility. That's great for a day trader. If anybody's day trading, find the best spot, make your move, invest, get out, get back in, get out again. Yeah, I'm getting so many notifications. VeChain up 9%. I don't I don't like all these notifications. I get notifications from CoinMarketCap, Coinbase, and Crypto.com on all of the same things, and it pisses me off because it floods my notifications. I need to take that away. What is the CPI report? I just made $3,000 in a few seconds. That is phenomenal. I am happy for you. Absolutely happy for you. CPI data, expected was at 6.4% for inflation. Expected was at 6% for inflation. Previous was 6.4%. You had forecast at 6.1%. It did come back at actual of 6%. So lower than previous, at expected. It's positive, right? Jasmine is back at point zero zero, basically a half a penny from the low an hour ago of 53. It's so much information in this chat. I really appreciate you all and all the knowledge um, that you all possess. Yeah, that's the thing that I love is I come here not because I want to say that I'm the most knowledgeable person. I will never say that, but because everybody has their own investments that they're getting into, and when they state those investments, other people will look at them and go, you know what, this does look like an interesting play. Well, this is what I see within it. This is what I see within it. Everybody brings their own perspective, their own mindset, their own opinions to that position, and it's phenomenal. I'm gonna deny that request just because I'm streaming on multiple platforms here. Big rally coming soon. I mean, um, I'm hopeful that we see um, an absolute tear in the crypto market. I want to see it just run. I would love it, but you know it's going to be difficult because people like to take profit and they like to predict what's going to happen. They're like, oh, you know what? It's positive, so the markets are actually going to be negative, and I want to see nothing but positivity. So we had, you know, major bank failures, right? Um, which is negative. We had stable coins that became less stable and now have shown how stable they actually are, which is a good thing. And now we're seeing CPI data that comes back as positive, right? Very positive, as expected, higher than previous. It's a good thing. So eventually, you're going to see um, a massive push. You never talk about Velio. I mean, there's a lot of positions I never talk about, or Velo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hoping for a 5 trillion market cap next bull run. I expect that at minimum, if not way further than that. In this full bull run of like a 3-year bull run, let's hope for something way higher than that. 5 trillion would be amazing, but I think we can definitely go further than that with Ethereum actually seeing the push from the launch of the merge, I guess, um, that happened. Not the launch of the merge, but the merge actually happening. Um, and seeing the effects rather than not seeing any effects during the bear market that we saw over there. Um, so hopefully we see Ethereum push up to way higher than a $500 billion market cap, but $1 trillion market cap. We see some other things like BNB push the envelope for altcoins, get up to a $200 billion market cap, maybe 300. See XRP that's running, see CRO that gets up to some of these levels. Hopefully Terra Luna Classic can make some moves within these bull markets. I do believe it will, but I hope it makes even more moves than what we're expecting. So we'll see. At a $5 trillion market cap, everyone holds crypto will be in seven figures. Um, I wouldn't say that. No. Depends what you're investing into. Because if you're getting Ethereum at a let's say a $1 trillion market cap, that's from $1,000 up to $10,000 or so. Um, which I think is a great gain, but it's not something where it would push somebody in seven figures. But if you invest in Terra Luna Classic and Terra Luna Classic runs to a crazy high level, well, now you're in seven figures. Shiba Inu, 7 figures. Some of those plays. Um, with Ethereum rising, would it have been better to wait on buying the Luna T presale? No. Either way, it would have been better if I would have sold some Ethereum and profited from it, and then bought Ethereum at a lower level and then invested into it. Um, but you would have to do some major timing situations because no matter what, you're still giving Ethereum. So the only thing it's doing for the Luna T right now is it's raising the market cap. So it's at a $732,000 market cap with virtually the same contributors. And if you're seeing the same contributors, you're seeing an increased market cap. It just means that Ethereum's price is rising. So um, essentially, it would be the same no matter what. I was thinking the same thing where I'm like, I missed an opportunity, but in reality, you didn't miss an opportunity unless you were going to time the market, and I'm not timing the market. So My dog is legit the best heater. He's so handsome. I know I use Emmy all the time as like a heater. She's small though, but she always sits next to me, lays next to me, and I love that dog. Wish I could have spent a lot more time with Carl. Used to sleep with me all the time, but then we decided to not have Emmy chase Carl at all. So we didn't have Carl stay in the room, and now I'm upset that I didn't ever get that chance to for him to sleep in our bed like he used to, because now he's gone. I got a 95 pounds of man dog. That's a big dog. Forget the dollar Luna Classic. Look at $100. You'll never have to work in your life. I mean, it's not about working for me. um, I love to be here and communicate with you guys. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be creating as many videos, but maybe I would. I don't know. I wouldn't be forced to create as many videos. Um, but I definitely would want to, because there's a lot of information out there, and it would probably be more of like a live stream and something that goes for a long time and talking about many different projects rather than just individual videos, because there's so many projects to talk about. Um, Lunatics token is kind of lame. They stopped burning so quickly. The rewards stopped coming in like they used to. I should have definitely sold at all-time highs and gotten the useless project. So I don't agree with that. Rewards were still there, and the issue with getting rewards and getting burns is you have to see the volume. And what they tried to do, and I think was great that they did this and established kind of like planted a seed for success in the future, because what you're doing is you're creating different use cases, different things that benefit a lot of the holders, making it stakeable for over a year. A majority of people that are holding for a year, so holding its value at those levels from the people that are staking the position and gaining Luna T as well as Luna C from it. So I'm still gaining rewards. I've been gaining rewards all this time. It's just not as much because of the volume. So either way, like from this whole time, from collecting Luna T as well as Luna C, I was able to gain over the amount that I invested into the position. So I invested $400 or $500 into Luna T, at which I did collect my initial investment at or around the official launch, because as we saw the official launch, it was like 2 days later to where I took, some profit that came out of it. I took like $1,000 or something like that. So I invested 500, took 1,000. I ended up profiting like $500. But my neck. Oh, there we go. As I took, actual rewards, I ended up taking about $500 worth of rewards that I got from Luna T, and was able to, reinvest that maybe into Luna C, as well as taking Luna C and putting it into my station wallet, which I'm gaining more of a percentage. So they're benefiting Terra Luna Classic as well as benefiting their own project. And showing where this project can go. Now, should they have invested into launching on some exchanges? Probably. And I think they will do that heavily with the ETH side, as well as see that transition to also launch that on the Binance Smart Chain side and do it kind of simultaneously. Um, and then you'll see a lot of success. Now, will this be worth, $10 billion? I don't think so. Could it be worth $1 billion? Yeah, I think it definitely could. Will it? I mean, the likelihood, it depends on what happens with the amount of people that are investing into it. How much we're holding and what type of rewards we're getting from it and everything that they end up doing. But I think a $100 million project, this is one of them. All right. There's a ton of projects that don't have as many use cases as Lunatics token, and they have $100 million market cap or a $20 million market cap. And I think that they can get there. So I don't know. I'm excited for that. CRO is exploding. Is it? Let's see. Go down here. CRO is up 11% right now. It's up to 7.4, 11.5%. Yeah, it's definitely making a little bit of a move. I wouldn't say it's exploding. But crypto is now at a $1.1 trillion market cap. That is amazing to see. You missed my last few comments. Can you give your opinions on the CPI report and what you think of KDA's technology? So if I don't see a potential in the what's it called? Actually, let me check the position. If I don't see major potential and I see a lot of dilution potential, I usually don't check into a lot of the technology because that takes a long time, especially with so many questions being asked throughout the live stream. So I'm not going to look into the technology, but I will give you an opinion on the CPI data. The CPI data, in my opinion, was good, right? Seeing that it came back lower than previous, lower than or at expected, is a very bullish sentiment, very bullish play, bullish situation. And where we stand with the CPI data currently, we're consistently decreasing month over month over month over month over month. We're decreasing, over those months, over that time period, whether it's lower than expected or at expected or higher than expected, but it's lower than previous, which is always a good thing. It continues to push things a lot lower, which makes investing, a lot better. So CPI data, in my opinion, was good. When Lunatic's token gets that banking system online, they're going parabolic. I won't disagree with you. Algo is up 10%. That's great to see. I still have Algorand. I have I don't even know how much I have. I think I have 10,000. I think. Maybe I have 4. I don't know. I have some Algorand. Let's go with that. It's fun when things are green, but why does I should always pump right before I get paid? That's how it always works. If you don't know this by now, I mean, BTC is exploding. Yeah, everything's exploding. Everything is definitely making a huge move. Sorry I lagged out, but yeah, to get the rewards, you need to move over to L Bank. You needed to move over to L Bank. I haven't really been getting anything from the holdings in MetaMask since Pink Sale. What? I've been getting a lot in MetaMask. If you're staking your position, you're definitely getting Luna T. But I haven't. You actually get less rewards in L Bank. I think in L Bank you only get lunatic rewards. I'm pretty sure it's like an APY basically. But in MetaMask you get Luna C rewards. You get Terra Luna Classic rewards. So currently, I know they don't have a ton of volume that's going through. It's like 80,000 or something. If I go over to the Binance Smart Chain side, right, you're going to see that I have 6,326. Now, I haven't been receiving a crazy amount of rewards, and I do have 150 million. So I definitely have a lot of coins, and that's why I'm gaining a lot of rewards or I'm gaining some rewards because you're not seeing a crazy amount of volume. You have a decent amount of investors. And when you have that many investors into it, it's kind of split between everybody that is invested into the position. If you hold more, you get more. But yeah, that's really how things are working there. But I understand where you're coming from, getting less rewards because we're not seeing as much volume that's going into it. It still doesn't change that they don't burn anymore. So they did burn for a while. I understand where you're coming from. I did question that as I talked to them. Yes, no Luna rewards on L Bank. Yeah, so it's just Luna T rewards. They also have a lesser percentage of a fee. That's probably why. And that's one of the issues why CEXs are not really the biggest option, because you have a ton of volume, but then you don't have the tax associated with it. So everybody ends up going through the on ramp of CEXs rather than going, basically trading on chain rather than off chain. But What was I getting at here? Somebody asked me something and I just completely got sidetracked. Um, Shoot. I don't remember what I was saying. CRO is at a 12% gain. I know it was at 11.5, so that's great to see. I want to see CRO skyrocket. But yeah, 12.3% gain today. Phenomenal. Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm not really trying to FUD. No, I understand. You were talking about burns. That's what I was getting at. Um, Understand that yes, they did stop burning, and I talked to them about it, and the reason why burning, um, that money really didn't go towards burning. It was allocated towards LP and the survival of this project, because if you burn instead of put towards the project, because it can be allocated to different places. That's what's interesting about their taxes, is it can be allocated towards different places. They do have the pools, and they do try and be as transparent as possible, and did burn 2 billion. It's just the volume started to dissipate, and they definitely had all of these things planned for launch. And a lot of these things went into some of these launches, especially as you saw Terra. So what they had planned with the Terra or the classic chain is they were going to launch on the classic chain. But the problem is that there were multiple changes to that. So every time they were ready to launch on the classic chain, there was always an adjustment, and they had to make that before they launched. Because if they launched before the adjustment happened, right, then you had the upgrade, and then Luna T wouldn't have been tradable on that chain because of all the adjustments and all the upgrades. So then they had to kind of adjust, pivot, and put more money into it in order to have it launch. And then things changed again, and they changed again, and things just kept, just progressing to a different level. So they were like, all right, we're waiting until this thing settles down. We're going to launch on ETH. And when you launch on ETH, now you can launch on Terra as well. You can consolidate everything. Now, I don't know how all of that's going, if it's going to be a bridge or anything like that in the future, but they're trying to take steps to creating volume in different chains or different networks. So I understand where you're coming from. I didn't like the fact that they weren't burning, and I questioned that a lot, but I understood when they told me about it. But yeah, it was definitely something that I questioned a lot. Um, I'm very transparent, and they seem to be very transparent with me, and I like that about them. I still think CZ has a plan for USTC and Lunic, especially with so many stable coins that depeg this weekend. You still think he has a plan? What plan do you think he has? Brain blood, I feel you. I'm kind of disgruntled BSC holder as well. Yeah, understand that they're trying to mirror everything after what's going on with BSC as well. They're going to be burning, or they already have burned 12 billion coins. You're going to see hopefully the same movement, and as you have movement in the east side, you're going to have that kind of arbitrage to where you also affect the Binance Smart Chain side. Now, I'm not 100% certain how that truly does happen there, but I know that they do have that planned. So, yeah, he tweeted about how Do Kwon had the right idea, but executed it the wrong with USTC. I didn't know that. Hmm. I didn't know that. I need to stay in the loop a little bit more. I haven't played an ad in like an hour. So let me let me play an ad. Be careful, fam. I hear you. Thank you for you said BTC will be 28K today. I mean, it's not impossible. We're already seeing it 26, up 17%. Holy moly! They had a Lunatic token launch on BSC. I didn't know that. Yes, they did. They had a launch 7 months ago on BSC. They're launching on ETH. They're going to put those two together. Eventually, they're gonna really function off one another, flow off one another, and then we're going to see that eventually merge into a total amount of tokens that they do have, which would be closer to 200 million. But as you have time that goes on with different volume, you have burns that are associated with Luna T by itself. So we should see burns that go through on both sides. And as one you see with volume, I think it's going to burn. It's going to be split and burned on both sides, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's something we need to ask in the AMAs and understand how that's going to be implemented and matched. Everyone is dissecting that tweet from CZ. I bet. Sometimes things just mean what they say, you know? It means that he maybe understands that there should be a plan for USTC. So let's build a plan for USTC and Terra Luna Classic. And I think that's where we stand as a community. If we all agree on a plan and stick to that plan and you know, say whether there's going to be a burn rate, there isn't going to be a burn rate, all these other things that are associated with the survival of that chain or restoring of that chain, restoration of that chain, we can kind of put that plan in front of him and he's like, yes, that's what I was hoping for, you know? But anyways, it's about 9 o'clock. Jim Cramer told everyone to sell their Bitcoin, so skyrocket. Jim Cramer's an idiot. Oh man, I hate him so much. I don't know why. I just, maybe it's the voice, or maybe it's the consistency of being wrong. Matt, there's a CZ, there's a CZ plan. Not 100 decided yet, but things are progressing in the background. Sorry, can't be more specific. Got you. Got you. You know more than I do, though. I know you do because you're right there with them. So that's good. It's good that you're able to, give these little tidbits of information. Later, Matt, going to sleep with a smile tonight. I mean, me too at this point. I hope things stay the same or stay the way they're supposed to be. Anyways, guys, I got to get out of here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. I got to go ice my neck because for some reason it really hurts right here. Yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, feel free to follow me down below. CPI update, please. We're at 6% CPI data, which came back at expected, lower than previous. If you want to look at this chart, you're seeing that here. 314, which was today. Consensus was 6%, came back at 6%, lower than previous. You see how it's been dropping for a number of months. It's been consistently dropping, so that's great to see since that 9.1%, 8.5, 8.3, 8.2, 7.7, 7.1, 6.5, 6.4, 6%. We're consistently dropping. I love it. Love seeing it. Guys, if you want to check out some of the links down below for KuCoin, for Webull, all of that stuff, feel free to check that down there. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. You're fire, Matt. I try. It should making me rich. I hope it makes everybody rich. I hope it gives me a lot of short-term wealth so that I don't have to put all this money into. I always end up making money and then I put it into long-term accounts. Like I'll make $100,000 and I'll throw it into long-term accounts because I want to save it for either like our retirement, even though I'm technically already retired and I will never stop doing this. I love this. For our retirement, as well as the kids 529 account and all these long-term accounts. So I end up putting it into places where I should just be taking it and going, look, I want to ball with it because I already have a ton of money over there. I would love to have more money over here, but I'm like, maybe I should be more responsible. So then I throw it over there and it's freaking ridiculous. Anyways, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, and check out all the links down there and everything. And I'll catch you guys.